And welcome back. Senior Week continues with our friends from Beacon Hospice, located right here in Mount Pleasant, right off Long Point Road. Dr. Donald Hanna, along with registered nurse Angela Garrett, are here to tell us more about the importance of hospice for the continuing of care at the end of life. And welcome today. A lot of people, I would say more and more people are needing the hospice care as we're living a little bit longer. So there's a lot of people that are getting older, and some of the folks are really needing that end-of-life care that's out there. Tell us about what you folks do.
Okay. Well, end-of-life care planning discussion is really important at this time, with Medicare recognizing that folks are aging. They need to talk about issues that are facing them, and Dr. Hanna is our Associate Medical Director and is an expert in that field.
And Dr. Hanna, what are some of the things that you discuss with possibly the patient? I think more so though it's the caregivers of the patient, correct?
Well, often it's important to have that discussion earlier with the patient if they are able to. As a physician, it makes it easier if we know what the patient's desires are toward the end of life. Also, for the adult children who care for their parents, it's important for them to know, and it makes those decisions easier if they know what their parent wanted. So in a crisis situation, they're not having to make that decision.
Yeah. And a lot of times, if they don't know ahead of time, that decision can be a tremendous weight on the individual's shoulders. Yeah, it really can. Tell us about, with the health care, the hospice care, what you folks provide when maybe the caregiver comes in first and says, I need to talk with you about a loved one.
Well, Beacon Hospice provides quality and compassionate care for patients who are facing a life-limiting illness. Beacon has an interdisciplinary team that consists of our expert medical directors, registered nurse case managers, social workers, spiritual support, and also certified nursing assistants, and an outstanding volunteer program. So we can come in, and Beacon Hospice, our team has a real passion for coming in alongside that patient and their loved one, setting up care services for them and helping them with those end-of-life challenges that they face. We do that through the home setting if that's where they wish to remain, or we can partner with our local community care facilities such as skilled nursing or assisted living facilities in the area.
Assisted living, or somebody that has to have 24/7 care continuously. What type of, I would imagine there's a lot of screening that goes through for someone to work with you folks, and for the caregiver to understand and feel very comfortable about someone coming in the home, being with them the last days of their loved one, or going into a 24/7 retirement type facility. Tell us about some of the screening that goes through.
Well, and that's a great question, and we get that often. We are Medicare based, and our guidelines are Medicare. So that volunteer, for instance, or the caregiver that we use as a certified nursing assistant, registered case manager, these folks are trained, and the families can feel comfortable that they're getting the best, most qualified person to come in. We recognize that patients and families can choose their hospice provider, and we want them and thank them for choosing Beacon.
And that's that can be a huge decision, and there are several organizations out there, and when they come to Beacon, right off Long Point Road, they come in and they sit down, and one of the first things they do is that they're comforted in knowing that somebody cares about what they're going through.
Exactly, that compassion. And Dr. Hanna has many years of experience working in hospice, and also reaching out to other physicians to inform them of how we can work as a team, a medical team, to promote the continuity of care with that patient and family. And Dr. Hanna, would you like to
Which is extremely important, yes sir.
It's important. Many physicians, often it's an uncomfortable decision to make, and physicians, if they know where their patients stand, it's easier to make that decision. A lot of times a physician is afraid that they may lose that patient, but they can continue to see the patient even though hospice is involved with their care. So that's often important for them to know.
We encourage that team approach.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank
Beacon
you.
Hospice. Thank you very much. We've got more coming up, and here's today's Chedio Cause Wire.